in early childhood is to build a really strong foundation for kids to learn. So the goal is not to speed up learning for those kids who have difficulty. That doesn't work well, and you leave some Swiss cheese holes in their development when you do that. It's important to build that really good foundation so that by the time kids get to school, we have a really solid plan for how this child needs to be supported.
We know that the earlier we can provide services and strategies to not only children but families, that it makes a larger impact when those children get into school, and it helps them be more successful.
Providing those early learning moments, especially helping coach families and teachers and helping them learn those tools so that they can help their child in those moments when we're not there.
Those kids would get to preschool, or even preschoolers get to kindergarten, and they would be missing a huge chunk of knowledge that is time that you can't make up. So without our services, it would put a lot more burden back on the schools. It puts a large burden back on families.
The bulk of what we do is making sure that teachers and parents know how to support that kid when we're not there. We're there for such a tiny slice of that child's life, and those people are there all the time. So it's vitally important that they know how to support that kid all day, every day. That's where the learning happens. That's where the change happens. And that's our job, is to make sure that they know how to do that.
We have families that are involved from the get-go with helping develop programs for their children. They decide on what they would like to work on, what's a priority, how they would like to work on that. And not only that, for some of our babies that are born with medical complications, it also lets us be involved at an early point in their lives and help provide resources to those families and children as they need it and as they grow.
We're not just 8 to 4. We have service providers that are really trying to meet families' needs and work around family schedules. And so if we have families that aren't available, we're going out and providing those services after families get home from work. We feel that it is really important to provide those services and meet those families' needs when those families can be there, so that we can see that child within that natural environment.
So sometimes that means we meet the family at their jobs. So we've done everything from meetings in a meat packing plant to playgrounds to the barn with chickens, you name it, we've done it. And that's fun. It keeps us on our toes. Love the problem solving piece.
One of the things that ESU 16 Early Childhood does for our districts is child find. There's a statutory requirement that all districts try every year to find all children birth to 21 in their district that may have a disability. And we do that for our districts.
That we've been doing this, like our coaching framework, for almost 20 years. And we were one of the very first ones in the state that have started that. And we've continued to provide the services that way.
We are privileged and expected by our educational service unit, by our board, by our advisory council, to be the absolute best we can be and to be leaders in our field. We do a lot of professional training every year. We are encouraged to stretch and grow our own skills so that we can take those out to our districts.
What makes ESU 16 so special with the early childhood program is that there's so much experience on the team, and I don't know that I've ever come across a question with a family or with my own learning process that I haven't been able to find direction from our team.
I think the one thing that that we do that's kind of unique to our service unit as well is our sense of collaboration, team collaboration, and working with everyone. So it's not just a speech pathologist and I. We have additional members that we can on our team that we can work with, OTs, PTs, behavior, school psychs, that we can say, man, we need some help. I'm stuck. We've tried this, and this. Give me some more ideas to try. And I think that helps build our team.
Like one mom, her goal was she wanted her daughter to learn to say I love you because that was so meaningful for them at that 2 years of age. And if you miss that when the time they get to school age at 5 years, that's when you just start working on speech or learning or whatever it might be. Like if that's 5 years that family is gone without that connection.
Without early childhood special education, I think families are left grasping at what to do to support their kiddos. They know when things aren't going well, but they don't necessarily know what resources to tap into to make that go better.
There's no better reward than seeing that look on mom's or dad's faces of like, oh my gosh, they can't do it. So that's what keeps me going some days.
I just love what I do. I love the kids. I love young children. Going out into families and making that relationship with families, you really make that bond with families, and you get to just see that progress.
Every day they're always just learning and growing, and it's just amazing to watch them.
Most of the time, I think the biggest successes are in the little steps. When a kid says their first word that grandma understands, that is huge. When a child who's motor impaired takes that first step with whatever equipment it takes to help them make that first step, that is huge. The things I've felt the best about are helping parents develop a relationship with a severely handicapped child. That doesn't come naturally to most people, and to help develop that is awesome.